We turn now to an I-Team exclusive. A broken dishwasher or fridge can be a major inconvenience, right? If you want it fixed quickly, you may go online to find a local repairman. And that's what one Lee Summit woman did.
But she ended up with repairs costing more than she could have ever imagined. Consumer I-Team reporter Kat Reed shares what to look out for so it doesn't happen to you.
Brenda Allison had just filled her fridge with groceries when it started acting up.
I got up in the morning and it was making a really loud noise.
She decided to call a professional.
Just went online, saw a place in Independence.
At least that's what she thought. She came across Appliance HD. A Google ad for the company showed an 816 area code and said it was locally owned and operated.
When I called, they took my credit card number.
Here's where things get a little bit confusing. The man who showed up to fix Brenda's fridge said he was just a contractor for Appliance HD, which isn't locally owned and operated after all. It's a national call center that charges a fee to connect customers with technicians. Check out the fine print at the bottom of the website. It says all calls and jobs are serviced by a third party. And in this case, it went horribly wrong.
And then he charged me another $99. to ruin my refrigerator, pretty much.
This is the handwritten receipt Brenda got from a man named Mike. He said he was with Bristol Services Incorporated, but told her to write the check to someone else, a man whose name is not Mike and who we've been unable to locate.
I can't even call him a company. They hand wrote a receipt, had the check made out to a friend.
Andy Pieri owns Arrowhead Appliance Repair. He's who Brenda called after she was left with a lukewarm fridge.
The noise that she was hearing was her fan being frozen in place.
Pieri says the unit just needed to be thawed out, but the receipt shows Mike pumped in a pound of Freon.
It was like kind of choking us in the kitchen.
It had seized the compressor and ruined the refrigerator, so it was quite a bit of bad news for her.
For Andy Pieri, Brenda's situation sounded pretty familiar. Several other customers had contacted him after making appointments through call centers that they thought were local companies. But in those cases, no one ever showed up.
So I kind of got suspicious and did a little bit of digging and called some of the companies that they had told me they had contacted.
Like Greenwood Appliance Repair. The address listed on Google took us to this gas station. Then there's Green Valley Appliance Repair. We visited its address and there was no appliance repair shop to be found. Both businesses' phone numbers rerouted me to a company that call takers identified as appliance repairmen. A company called the Appliance Repairmen has an F rating with the BBB and didn't respond to our multiple calls and messages. At first, Appliance HD didn't want to talk with us either.
My name is Kat Reed, and I'm an investigative reporter in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm reaching out because we were contacted by a customer.
But the company eventually sent us an email saying it had refunded the trip fee and would also send Brenda a check for the $122 spent with Mike. Appliance HD says his name is Michael Bristol, and he was removed from their system because of this incident. The company added it never charges a client before rendering services. Rather, it places a hold on the customer's credit card to check its validity. Appliance HD has since removed the 816 number from its website and no longer lists its location.
I'm reaching out, hoping to speak with the folks at Bristol Services.
Michael Bristol didn't answer our calls, and the address listed on that receipt doesn't exist, at least not with the zip code provided.
They shouldn't have been here. They shouldn't have been working on a refrigerator.
Brenda had to borrow money to replace her $3,000 fridge. Now she wants to warn others.
I don't want anybody else to go through something like this.
I'm Consumer I-Team reporter Kat Reed, 41 Action News.
All right, some big takeaways here, folks. Here's how you can avoid this. Ask friends and family for recommendations. If you do turn to Google, read closely to make sure you are in fact calling a local company that is real. It has a real address. Be wary if you are asked to pay up front too. And if someone plans to use Freon, be sure to ask to see their certification.